Hey YouTube, it's your girl Ashley Williams, and today we are back with a wait, I always forget to do this. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, what's up? Hi, what's poppin', what's tea? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hopefully I'm pointing in the right direction. I don't know. Anyways, this week's video, it is not exactly the video I told y'all I was gonna do, but I can explain. Let me explain. So I went back to Joanns because I had checked on the website. Their website had said it was 20% off of all sewing and Cricut machines. So I was like, perfect. I could go get the Easy Press, the little tiny Easy Press from Cricut, so that I can freaking make the shirt that I want to make. I already had thrifted the shirt. The shirt is over there for proof. I washed it and I washed the denim pants that I purchased, right? Everything's nice, clean, tidy, ready to go. So I go over to Joann's. They're sold out of everything Cricut except for the vinyl because I guess the sale was too good. But I was looking on other sites and the price of that little tiny Cricut was so much different than the price that it was at Joann's. Like at Joann's, I believe regular price, it was $69. When I looked at like Target and Walmart, I know we're not supposed to be shopping there. That's what makes it hard. When I looked there at Target, it was like $49. I need to see how much it was at Michael's because I believe Michael's has it too. If it is a fair price at Michael's, I will go to Michael's and see if they have a coupon on their website. But the thing is, it wasn't happening this weekend. Okay, it just wasn't. So in this week's video, I do have an alteration to a clothing item that I already have that I want to share with you guys. It's like an easy beginner sewing project. Like if you have an item where you just want to do something as simple as shorten it, that's what we're going to do today. But I'm also going to show you guys some of the fabulous fabric that I bought at Joann. So I showed it in my last vlog. It was that nice floral embroidered lace, or what is it? What is this shit? I don't even, okay, what is it categorized as? I think it's not lace. The girl said it, I forgot what she said, but it's very beautiful, very pretty. I have had a dress on my Pinterest board for maybe 2 years now that I want to make like this. So I bought it because fabric had went up to 50% off. Granted, this fabric was still expensive, but I think no matter what, this fabric was going to be expensive, and so I bought it, right? So I'm gonna show you guys that because the dress that I want to make, ooh, chile. It's, ooh, okay, let me just set up the camera. Hold on, I'll be right back so I can set up the camera and show you guys this stuff before we get into the alteration that we're gonna do this week. Because sometimes I do need to share stuff with y'all that y'all can do easily. I do know a lot of the stuff that I do is very intricate, but that's what I like to do because it calms my brain. But okay, let me set up the camera. I'll be right back. This is the dress that I got from Fashion Nova. I've worn it all but like 2 times as the actual dress. Other than that, I don't wear it as a dress. I wore it to church this morning and I finally decided I need to cut it and just make it into a shirt because I always just fold it up and make it into a shirt. So that's what we're going to do with this. It has a cute little mock neck and there's still a zipper detail. I do not know what the material makeup of this is, but I can guarantee you it's not 100% cotton. Yep, I was right. So it's rayon, polyester, and spandex. I don't even know what rayon is, but that's the project we're going to be working on today. But let me get the fabric and stuff that I purchased from Joann's to show you guys that. So listen, hear me out. We know how I roll. I go in with a plan and then I deviate from the plan. That's exactly what happened. I was supposed to go in there and I was supposed to get the Cricut heat press, the small one, and then I was supposed to get some muslin because the last time I was there they didn't have muslin. This time they did have muslin. So I got an entire freaking bolt of muslin because the lady was like, yeah, like if you get it what I wanted, it wouldn't have made sense, I guess, because this was only $2 a yard. I hope you can see it. Let me get my face out of it. It's $2 a yard for some 100% cotton muslin. And I did need this because you know how I told you guys I want to make that vest or like that halter top out of that fabric with the cherries on it. I need to make a mock-up of that first. And I think I have finally figured out how to do that, but I need to try the mock-up out first before I start using that fabric because we can't buy no more. So make the mock-up first. I also did end up getting a zipper for that denim outfit. It might be too light, so I might save this and get like a red invisible zipper because I think it would be cute to add like red stitching detail to that vest instead of just doing like a stitch that blends in with the fabric. But if I did red, since it has cherries on it, I think that would be very cute. But that's just like my personal opinion. Okay. Next up, I did get some heavyweight interfacing. I got some really heavyweight iron-on interfacing because, like I mentioned before, I want to make a bag to match that vest. So I need to get some interfacing so that the bag could be nice and sturdy. That denim is a 7-ounce denim, so it's not super sturdy. It's not going to hold shape like I want it to. So I got me some interfacing so I could achieve that goal. But for that purse, I'm so excited. I need to make the pattern for it since like I already know how to do that. But I'm just trying, you know, take it one step at a time. Then next up, I got this simplicity pattern. It's just like a little, it's just like a skirt situation, but I really loved this skirt. I thought it was very cute and be very nice for summer. And then it also sparked the idea in my brain. I have some fabric that was gifted to me that I have not used yet, but I would like to make a skirt to match the button up that I'm gonna do. So that's gonna be next week's project if this week's prep goes properly. I mean, next week's video if this week's prep goes properly. Next up, we almost at the start of the show, but we have just got some purple 100% cotton fabric. It's just a very basic lavender, purple, whatever you want to call it. It's a very cute color, and FYI, that's like one of my favorite colors next to black. If you needed to know something about me, you know. And then I've got this fabric. Ugh. I know y'all remember me showing this to y'all. Let me, it's so pretty. It is so pretty. And I didn't realize that like the mesh on it, that's what the word I was looking for earlier. I didn't realize the mesh on it is purple. Oh my God, my mind was blown when I went back and really looked at it. Because on my other video, I didn't really like investigate it. I just looked at it and I was like, oh, this shit's expensive. I'm not fucking buying it. But this time I investigated it. And I was convinced. Like when the girl told me it was actually half off, I was like, I guess. Because this dress, it's been on my Pinterest board for a minute. Okay, camera, come back. It's been on my Pinterest board for a minute. So I was just like, let me get it. But do you want to you want to see it? Look at it. Look at it. Just look. Look real hard, real close. Look at it. Are you looking? Did you look? You see it's shiny. There's 3D flowers. I don't have to like physically put flowers on the mesh myself like I was going to do to begin with. I don't know what I was thinking, y'all. But I found the fabric. It's beautiful. I can't wait to make a dress with it. I just need to figure out like the actual style of dress I would like to make with it. But oh my God. Oh my God, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Yeah. And then I did end up getting another pin cushion because I know I have that one on my wrist. That one is convenient when I am like initially pinning things together on the garment. But when I get to my sewing machine and I'm taking pins out, it's kind of like annoying to be going like this. So I did get me a pin cushion. It has butterflies on it, one of my favorite insects and what I named my daughter after. So had to get bought. And then I got just some matching threads. So this thread is like a darker purple thread. This will be for my serger. I don't think I'm going to serge the mesh with this one. This will be for that purple fabric because I think it would show too much on this one. I'll try it out and see, but I think I'm honestly just going to use like white and gray in combination if I do serge anything on this one. Well, I mean when I do, because I always serge my seams. And then this one would be like my top stitching thread for for on that mesh. But that's all that I bought yesterday. It wasn't a whole lot. I did get some of what I was supposed to buy, but you know, like sometimes with me, kind of all the time, just go off the course a little bit and, you know, just get something that makes your heart happy if it don't break your pockets. Because this didn't break my pockets. Like, I went in there with a budget. I did go over it a little bit, aka another one of my common themes, but I didn't go over it like real crazy. So yeah, that's what we got. And I had saw this one in there the last time I went. The sewing patterns were 50% off, so that helped validate it. Because this was like, I feel like this one was like $20, which I'm like, that's crazy. But also, I'm like, these sewing patterns, unlike the ones that I buy on Etsy, I think the most expensive pattern that I purchased on Etsy was like $8. And it's like, you still have to print that out. But with these, you don't have to print anything. You just like find your size and cut it. So yeah, could I have done this with my own brain? Probably. But sometimes I'm like, I like instructions for the first time that I do something. And then the subsequent times I could just figure it out. But okay, that is the haul. Let's get to modifying this garment that we have so that we can have it be a shirt instead of having it be a skirt. All right, we have the dress on now. So this is the dress. Let me back y'all up a little bit so you could like truly see the full thing. Don't pay attention to my background. That's not the point. I have to find a place to put all the stuff that I just bought. So this is a dress. I'll give you a little 360. Like, this is what it looks like. I think I wore it to like my sister's baby shower. I'm not about to wear it again after that. So it's like, it's very nice. It feels really good. And I usually like will take it like this or something of this nature and like get it to this length. So I think ideally I would have the shirt fall to this length so that when I tuck it in, it has a lot of room and a lot of forgiveness so that it's just not, you know, coming up out my pants every time I sit down or something. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a pin and put a pin in the height of where you want it to like fall at. That way, when you get to the table, you can measure to this pin from your neckline and then make your cut in the fabric. But remember, this is something I be forgetting all the time. Add seam allowance so it's not shorter than you think it's gonna be, okay? Now that we have the garment off, I have my clear ruler. This is what I'm gonna use to guide me when I'm cutting the line. And then I have my tailor's chalk and I have my measuring tape. And you can see kind of still, let me zoom y'all in. You can see that I still have the pin on the garment where I put it in while standing up. So be very careful when you're taking it off so you don't poke yourself. But I have laid down my garment as flat as I can. I put my little arms out the way so that they're not gonna get caught up in the rotary blade. You can use scissors for this or a rotary blade. I just prefer a rotary blade because it does not lift the fabric as you're cutting. So everything gets to stay super flat. And I honestly love the silhouette of this dress. The silhouette is very cute. Like you see the little curviness of it all. Like I love that, but I just don't wear it as a dress. I wear it as a shirt. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my measuring tape and I'm going to measure from the neckline down to where I have my needle. So it's at 26 and a half. I'm gonna measure down another inch from that, or actually a half inch or a quarter inch. I think I'll do a quarter inch. But you'll mark out both of these lines. So mark out the two lines. And this is why it's also advantageous to have a cutting table because the cutting table has measurements. And we could now take that pin out because we have two lines. You have the one at 26 and a half and you have one at 27 and a quarter so that you could have your seam allowance. So let me zoom y'all in and you're gonna have to just trust me. So this is my 26 and a half inch mark. And let me show you why I said a cutting table is kind of like one of those things I feel like is essential. First of all, it helps you use a rotary cutter. But second of all, you see how I could line my ruler up with a marking on here? I got lucky and had it aligned perfectly the first time, but it aligns down here and then it aligns on the other side. This helps you ensure that you're like actually cutting a straight line. Because if you don't have that, you just gotta hope you're not cockeyed like me and that you measure in a straight line. So now I'm gonna go, you might wanna use like a water soluble marker for this, but since this is gonna be showing, I'm not gonna do that right there, but on the other one I will. I have this fabric marker. It's a Mark Be Gone, which just means that if you spray water on this, it goes away. So I have that, and then I'm gonna move down that 1/4 inch. I'm gonna line it up straight, and then I'm just gonna go straight across with my fabric marker, and hopefully it makes a nice mark that you guys can see. I think this marker is dying a little bit. So this is the line on the fabric. It's kind of faint because of the fabric marker that I use, so just trust me. And then now we're about to get to the fun part where we get to cut it. And I'm kind of being sarcastic, the cutting part be kind of scary. So I'm gonna just hold my ruler down really well and then cut straight across. Oops, I ain't even cutting straight. All right, so now we are cut. This is extra fabric. Like, you could keep it to do something you want with it. I don't know. I could probably like make a headband out of this or something. I don't know. I'm gonna just fold it up, put it to the side. So now we have our garment cut, and now what we need to do now is serge across the bottom and then fold the seam up and iron it down so that we have a nice clean finished edge. I have to mention, I am going to be serging my finished edges or sewing my raw edges. An option that you have is to use a zigzag stitch on your normal sewing machine. I don't really like that option because it's very slow. When you have a serger, it's faster. But I understand that people can't afford that or don't want to afford that. Like, they are expensive. You don't have to get one if you don't want one. But if you do want to have access to like lettuce hems, getting through your serging, or like finishing your raw edges quickly, get a serger. I have the Brother Baby, I think it says Lock 1634DX. I absolutely love this thing. It sews through edges, anything, layers like butter. My favorite machine I have thus far. I actually like serging more than I like using a traditional sewing machine. Now for a sewing machine, I told y'all I was going to show y'all. So now the other option you have is if you have a regular sewing machine. I personally didn't even know my sewing machine had this until I was fixing my sewing machine during my last project. But look, there's this. Did I know I had that? No. It's a double needle. So with this double needle on the front, it sews 2 straight lines, and then the back, it does a zigzag stitch. So if you do like, if you do like a double rolled hem, like a double fold hem, you can use this. You can hide that raw edge, get 2 straight stitches on the front, and then get a zigzag stitch on the back. Blew my mind that I had one because I was really about to go in the store looking for one. Whole time I already had one. Guys, I forgot to hit record when I was serging. I'm sorry. But you've seen serging before. I'll do it again in another video. It's really the same every single time. I didn't change no settings. I just serged around the garment. But I realized when I like went to point something out to y'all that I was not recording. It got a little crazy at some points. I think I wasn't catching enough fabric. Otherwise, we're Gucci. Some parts look like ultra professional, like this right here. Yeah, girl, hire me. Not really. That's not the part I'm talking about. Yeah, some parts look better than others. Like, I think I need to catch a little bit more of the fabric, but we Gucci. We about to move on to the next part. Now that we are done doing the little serging around the bottom, it's time to start working on the hem. So I've turned it inside out. You can see the tag right here to indicate that it's inside out. I'm just gonna fold it up probably like 1/2 inch. And something that I didn't think about is the reason that they probably used that twin needle technique and then just serged the edges is because this fabric is quite stretchy. And when you do a straight stitch on a stretchy fabric, it loses some of that stretch. So I'm trying to think of a way to compensate for that now. I think I'm just gonna stretch the garment while I sew it to see if that'll help. But right now I'm going to take the garment, fold it up about 1/2 inch, and start pinning everything in place so that I can sew it down. I'm just eyeballing this. You may want to use like a hem guide. I can show you what that looks like. I have this hem guide. You set it to what you want your hem to be. So I want mine to be 1/2 inch. So I would go to 1/2 inch on here, or what is that? Almost 2 centimeters. And then you lay it on the garment. You fold everything to that and you pin it in place. So I'm doing pretty good just eyeballing this. Granted, I have sewn quite a bit. So I'm gonna just keep pinning all the way around. And then I think when I get on my machine and start sewing, I'm gonna stretch this a bit so that hopefully I can maintain some of the stretch, because I don't want it to be uncomfortable. If it doesn't maintain the stretch, I will have to use that twin needle so I can have 2 straight stitches in the front and then have a zigzag stitch in the back and maintain some of that stretch. Okay, we have finished not sewing, girl, we ain't got there yet. We have finished doing the seam. I did take my little seam tool and measure it out. It does look like it's a little bit over 1/2 inch, but at least it's consistent with the back because they're lining up. Like you see, it's a little bit not lined up with the back. That's fine. I don't mind the back being a little bit longer than the front because it's the back. There's more going on in the back than there is in the front. So now we're gonna take it to the sewing machine and pray to God that it comes out okay when I do my little stretching technique that I've never done before. So let's get it. So I'm gonna just line this up in my machine and we're gonna get the sewing. And like I said, I'm gonna stretch a little bit as I sew. I've already, tested out my sewing machine, make sure everything's working fine. It's not gonna be no problem, so let's get it. I'm gonna stretch from both sides. So I'm gonna pull from the back and pull from the front. I forgot the back stitch at the beginning. It's okay. I'm about to go over that stitch again because I forgot. All right, we're done sewing. It's time to try it on. See how we did, y'all. I'm a little scared because it looked a little crazy, but it still has stretch. It still has stretch. That's what we cared about. Because honestly, I'm wearing this shirt tucked in. So like, if the bottom hem looks a little crazy, it look a little crazy. Okay, are we ready for the grand reveal? I'm actually quite surprised and quite pleased with myself, if I must say. So here we go. Here's the grand reveal. It didn't look funny, like the hem actually like got itself together once I put it on. I think it just needs to be stretched. But remember, originally we had a dress. Now we have a nice long shirt that can be tucked into some pants and just be worn on its own. I love that it's like a little mock neck detail. I don't know what it is with me right now, but I'm super in love with shirts that are mock necks. So this is like right up my alley. I will be wearing this to work. I will be wearing this to other places, but now I don't have to tuck a whole dress into some pants and like do some finagling and figuring out how to not have it lumpy on my butt. Now I can just put on a shirt and go because I know how to shorten my clothes. Hopefully you guys know how to shorten your clothes now too. Don't be out here making them little mini dresses where your booty hanging out though. That's not okay. If you have a shirt that's long and you want to crop it, shorten it, this is the method you would follow no matter how long you want the shirt to be. Just be aware of the material type that you're working with. I did not think about this beforehand. I was just like, girl, I'm so tired of folding this shirt. Let's find a way to make it shorter. So that's what I did. But this is the final result. I hope this was helpful to you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Next week we will be back with another video. I'm thinking right now next week may still be a sewing prep video because the next projects that I have coming up are quite extensive and do take quite some, like a little bit of work for them to come out beautifully. And I really want to do a good job, and I like doing a good job when I make my clothes. And I don't like just making stuff to make it for the sake of having something to post for you guys. So I'm so sorry that I didn't get the video to you guys that you planned, but I am getting you guys something that you can do at home on your own sewing machine. So thank you for watching. Be sure to check back with me next week, and be sure to like, comment, subscribe, send this to a friend, tell that friend to send to another friend, and tell that friend to send to another friend, because the world needs a little bit more of, what's the word I'm looking for? It needs a little less waste. So if you could take a garment you already have and modify it, do that. If you can take something from the thrift store, put it into an outfit that you like, do that, right? I am your source for all things, not even all things. Sometimes I am your source for all things sewing. So yes, please come back next week. And I had fun with you guys. Okay, bye.